Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and direct your attention to the field for the presentation of all colors from tonight's game. Presenting the colors from tonight's game, please welcome Western High School, Indy, Junior R2C, color guard commanded by Cadet Lieutenant Commander Gabriel Dietz. All home cadets join English, Ari James, military boys. Ladies and gentlemen, remind you to stay at attention until the colors have been retired. Following the singing performance of tonight's national.
Not exactly sure if we'll have Chamber of Commerce weather here in downtown Indianapolis this evening, but frankly that makes no difference to both the Indy 11 and Atlanta United 2. They know it must be 3 points tonight for both of these teams to stay in the Central Division playoff race. Since we last broadcast Indy 11 soccer for you, the team played twice in Oklahoma City. On the first night, a 2-0 loss, a third consecutive shutout defeat. But on Wednesday night, it appeared the fortunes might change. Ayoze finds Manuel Arteaga for his team-leading 8th goal of the season. Indy then kept a 1-0 lead for the next 70 minutes. Late in the match, it appeared a chance to extend that lead. Arteaga fouled by former Indy man Mitch Osman. However, Arteaga does not convert the penalty, and when that happens, we almost know what to expect on the other end. 5 minutes later, 87th minute, only good look at the second half for OKC Energy. And what was 3 points becomes 1, and the hill becomes a little steeper to climb for Max Rogers and the Indy 11. That is the backdrop. We welcome you to Indy 11 Soccer as they take on Atlanta United 2, alongside Brad Hodder, Greg Rakestraw with you. Brad, again, we have asked this variation of this question seemingly for the last 3 months. Where does the team go from here, knowing they have pulled 1 point from a possible last 12?
Yeah, we're 90 minutes away from finding out, and that's a critical thing that needs to be answered today. The good thing is both clubs need this, so it's you know, one team can't just sit in. It's going to be a competitive match. The 3 points is going to help one of these teams and just devastate the other.
And so with that, let's show you the standings in the USL Championship Central Division. Again, it remains a 4-team fight for the last playoff spot. And because of the lack of matches left to go, Atlanta United 2 will play 3 more times this season after tonight. Indy only has 4 more matches after tonight. 5 points back, 5 to play. They know it has to be 3 this evening.
Yeah, seeing the 5 points that you're behind is a difficult thing because it takes 2 matches to get there.
There is no such thing as long-term planning for either of these two teams. It must be 3 this evening, which means we expect to see aggressive, attacking soccer on both sides. Indy 11, Atlanta United 2, and it comes your way next on My Indy TV. Indy 11 Soccer is brought to you by Community Health Sports Medicine. Dream big, work hard. You got it. Okay. Indy 11 Soccer is brought to you by Community Health Sports Medicine. Dream big, work hard, finish strong. And by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Get straight to our starting lineups presented by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Their primary goalkeeper, Rocco Rio Novo, back in the starting 11 for Atlanta United. 19th time he has played this season. Aiden McFadden has a team-high 8 goals. He scored against the Indy 11 in a 1-0 victory some 4 weeks ago, but notably not in the starting 11. Available for selection is their engine in the midfield in Robbie Mertz.
Yeah, McFadden caused a lot of problems in the last matchup here, but Mertz is one of the guys you just figure is always going to be penciled in. Such a game changer, such high energy.
For the Indy 11, it is a similar starting lineup that we saw Max Rogers trot out on Wednesday night in the 1-1 draw against the OKC Energy. And Ioze has played left back, he's played left flank, now he is playing up top, hoping to provide a little more service for Manuel Arteaga. We'll get to the injury report in a moment because it is lengthy for the Indy 11. But how about Alan Torres, turned 18 years of age last week and gets his second start in 4 days.
And he's been playing great. I mean, not just when he came in as a substitute, but last match he brings a little bit of energy and a little bit of creativity to the side.
And for a third consecutive match, it is Bobby Edwards who will be in goal. We have seen Bobby in a couple of different stints this year. He and Eric Dick split time for interim head coach Max Rogers after Jordan Farr was injured back on June 15th. And Bobby has been in net in each of the last 2 matches. Greg Dobka is our match referee this evening. And we've got a couple of things that are rather unique about the team that is in red tonight. That would be the officials. Brooke Mayo and Rachel Smith are our line's women, the assistant referees for tonight's game. Ioze getting a long distance look here early that Bauer will try to sweep away here for Atlanta United 2. And that will end up as a goal kick for Rios Novo. So congratulations to Brooke and Rachel. First time in my memory that we have had both of the line's people be women in an Indy 11 match. But our match official in Greg Dobka, well, his college soccer coach at Rose-Hulman would be Brad Hott. How cool is that?
That is awesome. It is awesome. In the time we've been doing this, we've seen him go from 4th official to a sideline, and now he's been doing, I turn on the television, I see him doing centers all over the place. He's great. And I tell you what, he comes from Conant High School out of Chicago. Tony Keyes, legendary coach, great tactician, and you could see it in him as a player. He just understood the game at such a high level.
Nabil Ben-Salah, by the way, is our 4th official for tonight's contest. And rain is in the area. The radar looks somewhat promising. The forecast has like flipped 2 or 3 times over the course of really the last 48 to 72 hours as to what we'd expect tonight. We're going to get showers at some point. We are simply hopeful they are not severe or have thunder and lightning in their nature so we can advance on. Clearly it has an effect in terms of the crowd, but we are hopeful we can play through this match uninterrupted for the next 2 hours. Now, we talked about the injury report and the fact that it had a Dead Sea Scrolls quality to it for the Indy 11. Our injury report is brought to us by Community Health Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider of the Indy 11. And that's a lot of very talented soccer players who are dressed like Brad and I are this evening to check out tonight's match.
And I'll tell you what, you start a great team with that lineup right there.
Well, Nick Moon has been one of the best players on this team this year. Neville Hackshaw has been one of the best players on this team the 3 years he has been on it. A.J. Cochran now has missed the better part of a month. And there you see, because of those injuries, that young man is getting a look in terms of Alan Torres. He became the first Academy player on Wednesday night since Josh Penn 2.5 years ago to get a start in a match for the Indy 11, and he more than held his own. Young man from Elkhart, Indiana.
He did great. I was very, very impressed.
4 Academy players on the Indy 11 roster. He is the only young man really that has seen time. We have seen players like Benitez and Revelorio at least get a chance to dress with the 11. But it's been Torres that has gotten the opportunity. Potential look here. Ioze just couldn't make the turn properly, and McFadden will sweep that ball away. Yeah, McFadden is playing a little further back than when we saw him play for Atlanta United 2 4 weeks ago.
Oh, he was tireless, and he caused such problems coming out of the back.
Now Gordon Wild, who got a breather in the match on Wednesday night, battling against Noah Cobb for Atlanta United 2. That ball eventually will be a corner kick coming here for Indy in minute number 4.
What a crazy little cut move from Gordon Wild.
Gordon does not lack for creativity.
No, it's unbelievable. There's always something new and out of the box. I love it.
Gordon from Germany, played most of his college soccer at the University of Maryland. Speaks 3 different languages, does Gordon. When he has scored a goal, the Indy 11 have won all 3 of those matches this season. Wild to send it in. He's swept away by Camden Feo. Segrist and Ioze have almost had a job share at times this year. And they have been needed to be on the field together, and then Sissoko a giveaway. Benitez has the opportunity. Stanley to his right. Benitez trying to create some space, and Benitez shanks it.
Wasted opportunity. A gift from Indy 11. He had players on both sides, slowed it up, took too many touches, tried to create a shot for himself. Segrist was able to close the window. Wasted moment for Atlanta.
Benitez, his age is on his jersey. 19 years of age, on loan from one of the legendary soccer clubs in South America, from River Plate in Argentina. 2 goals in 19 games. This is his 13th start of the season.
I'll tell you, that last touch that brought Segrist into the middle was the one that opened up Stanley on his right shoulder.
As this ball will sail for a throw-in coming here for Atlanta United 2. Let's look at our keys to the match. They are brought to us by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11.
For the 11, you got to have these defining moments clicked in. Those first 5 minutes, last 5 minutes of a half, right after a goal is scored. Critical moments like that. It again bit Indy on Wednesday night. Also Ioze. I like the fact he's moved up further on the field. He rarely turns the ball over in a game like this. You want to stay away from transition. Get more touches for Ioze. Attack Hackshaw's Ridge. That's the cue for Atlanta. You take a look at the points Indy's been missing whenever Hackshaw's not in the lineup. And a lot of the opportunities for other teams have come through the channel that he defends, so Atlanta will do well to attack that and then be ready for the counter game. Indy has to have 3 points today, which means they're going to be pushing some numbers up. If Atlanta United 2 can be ready for those moments when they dispossess Indy, attack off the counter.
Atlanta has 2 wins in 3 matches against Indy 11 this season. 1-0 victory we've alluded to a couple of times already from Labor Day weekend. And there was the 6-2 beatdown administered by Atlanta United 2 against Indy back on August the 8th. Previously played on July the 7th. A 1-1 draw on that Wednesday night. This is the 4th year of Atlanta United 2. This is the longest they have been in a playoff conversation. Much like the Indy 11 have been stuck in neutral, so too have Atlanta United 2. They have, in their last 5 matches, lost 3 and drawn 2. During that same time, Indy has won 1 and drawn 1 and lost 3. And Both teams have seen OKC and Memphis surpass them in the chase for that fourth and final playoff spot.
It's been a rough 5 or 6 weeks for both of these clubs.
But at the same time, Atlanta won here 4 weeks ago, and Atlanta played a great match against Lou City on Wednesday to a 1-1 draw. Goal scorer that night was Bauer. Just played that ball forward to Connor Stanley. Giveaway here. Quickly can Wild turn and attack, and the answer is he can't. About to be a whistle for Indy maintained possession. Was fortunate able to get away with a foul that time because of possession being maintained by the boys in blue. Here's Jope knocking it forward to no one in particular. It's Atlanta United 2 squad 3-10-3 in the 16-match season a year ago. They play their home matches north of Atlanta at Kennesaw State University. The Owls are relatively new to football. With that, part of the reason why they had a very front-loaded schedule and a very home front-loaded schedule. After tonight, AU2 plays 3 more matches the remainder of the season. They're off for 11 days. And they played their last home match on Wednesday against Lou City. They finished with 4 matches on the road. They have won away from home 3 times all season.
And you're blaming that on Owls?
That would be the Owls of Kennesaw State University. That is the nickname of the football team and every athletic team, frankly. And whereas the home stadium for Atlanta United too.
Okay. Thought you were just attacking.
Have I made myself clear enough? Okay.
Getting my feathers in a ruffle here.
Going to be a little bit of a mist here at Carroll Stadium. I knew that would be fighting those conditions tonight.
Well, you look very different from the looks that Indy 11 have given earlier in this year. They're playing with 2 really compact lines in their back line and in their midfield.
Part of that is simply the players available to Max Rogers at this point. We're going to be joined by Greg Stremler, the president and CEO of the Indy 11. Coming up in about 10 or 15 minutes or so, and talk about the work that was put in over the course of the last 2 or 3 weeks to try to add pieces to make a playoff run possible for this team. We'll finish that thought in a moment. Stanley is off to the races. Plays this ball forward for a Johnny Fortune.
Oh,
and the blast looking back post that saw Jared Timmer get in the way. And Iose doesn't look like a guy in his mid-30s chasing that ball down, does he not? And that's onside opportunity here. Wild.
Oh, my goodness. What a ball from Iose. What a ball from Iose to see Gordon Wild right. Timing is run perfectly right on the back line.
And that line was so high that we had a very good look at it from our relatively low broadcast position here at Carroll Stadium. And again, the flag was down, and I think Gordon rushed that a bit more than he needed to in that scenario.
Yeah, I think, you know, we talk about the creativity that he has and his willingness to pull anything out of his sleeve at any time. That's one of those ones I think he saw the keeper a little bit off his line and thought, yeah, maybe.
Let's talk about that keeper, Rios Novo, much like Benitez we mentioned earlier, a native of Argentina. There's very much an international connection to several of these players for Atlanta United too. That is even the case for their head coach, Jack Collison. He has a birthday today. He turns 33 today. Crazy. He retired from his playing career early due to a knee injury as Jope whistled for the foul against Gershon Kofi. Again, looks like he could be out there playing right now.
No kidding.
Looks like he's actually spent a little more time in the weight room since his playing days have been over with. He's on the Lavelle Palmer training plan at this point.
Flashback.
But happy 33rd birthday to Coach. He had coached in the Atlanta United youth system and primarily played at West Ham in both the championship as well as the Premier League. And Max Rogers, his opposite number. So you see the rain coming down. Max growing up kind of in both England and Scotland.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day.
This is
beautiful summer day.
This is a British Isles type of evening that these gentlemen are enjoying. Collison is from Wales, by the way, so we have like the entire United Kingdom is represented on the broadcast today. This portion of this match presented by Keystone Construction. Keystone Construction, it's more than construction. We build a vision. Ball played to Torres in the midfield.
Great ball by Adewale. You know, he calls in Gutjahr and Sissoko, gets them to make run. They draw the defenders in. That opens up the channel to deliver the ball to Torres. Just playing chess out there, moving his pieces around to open up the lane to deliver the ball. Love that stuff.
Let's talk about Toby. We have seen him in this league for the last 3 years. Was with St. Louis a season ago, so Max Rogers knows him very well, having been on the staff for Steve Trittschuh last year and Anthony Poulos before that. The 3 seasons prior, Toby played for Bob Lilly in Pittsburgh. Bob was there the last 2 years. Toby was there from 2017 on. Went to Phoenix, and as numerous players can tell you, it is tough to find regular minutes in Phoenix. Right. That's how good Phoenix Rising is. Toby and Phoenix agreed to part company in early September. 2 weeks later, Toby was signed here and made his Indy 11 debut on Wednesday night. Kofi with the run going. We'll find Ioze. Segrist, the overlapping opportunity. But Bauer able to step to it and send this towards the Sweets directly to our right. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit SelectSportAmerica.com.
There's such a great build on that ball, and then to lay a ball into the path for Segrist. What business does Bauer have moving that fast?
He is from the soccer hotbed that is the University of New Hampshire, is Bauer. We saw Bauer here 4 weeks ago. They're playing without one of their regular defenders, really a couple of them at this point. Bryce Washington is out, dealing with concussion protocol as Ioze is whistled for a foul.
They got a fun fact for you. Do you know that there is an Atlanta, Indiana?
Pardon me?
There is an Atlanta, Indiana.
Yes, it's in Hamilton County, correct? I believe the kids from Atlanta go to Hamilton Heights High School. Anything else you'd like to tell me about Atlanta, Indiana?
I don't know the county.
Okay, thank you. Well, while you deal with that loss, this match is presented by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11.
Greg Stremler, my goodness.
Here is a Johnny Fortune. We saw his brother Dre 10 days ago, playing for Memphis 901.
Look how compact Indy 11 is. We've not seen this all season.
And Rios Novo thinking he's a left back at this point. Now he retreats to a more usual position.
Man, I love that. Rios Novo got some confidence with his feet. Guys got confidence in him.
He actually got a match with Atlanta United in the CONCACAF Champions League back in April. And Ioze, after a second foul in a short order, picks up a very quick yellow. Now, the restart was quick. They have now since whistled it down, so we can show you this. And again, Ioze knew he was beat, but again, because he got a second foul in such a limited amount of time, Greg Dopka shows the card, and the rain has begun in earnest here at Carroll Stadium.
I had conversations like that with Greg.
As a player and coach?
Yeah. That's awesome. I remember that look so well.
Here's McFadden. Drafted in the MLS Super Draft by Atlanta United. Scored 8 goals in his days at Notre Dame. Has 3 assists on the season to go along with his team lead in terms of goals.
I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan. I'd invest a lot in McFadden stock.
McFadden, 26 matches played and 24 starts. With Robbie Mertz on the bench tonight, McFadden now leads the team in starts as well in that category. This is match number 29 of the season for AU2.
Look at this. They're bringing him up. The center backs are splitting. You got McFadden pushing up. They're pushing up on the wings. They're splitting their center backs. Rios Novo is coming in like another center back.
perhaps feeling that need to get all 3 points tonight, knowing the situation both these teams are in terms of the playoffs.
I love the thought of even being able to have that tactical option. But you got to have the right players.
Bauer will let this roll through. Rios Novo will play this with his feet. Arteaga, a modicum of pressure. Now Jared Timmer will lift that ball above Joe. Not exactly out of danger yet. Gutjahr the quick flick. And Sissoko drew enough contact to merit a whistle. By the way, this match presented by Community Health Sports Medicine. Dream big, work hard, and finish strong. You see Abu, born in Mali, but spent most of his formative years in Canada. Long distance ball that Ioze could not track down. And Sissoko gets the start tonight, replacing Kevin Partita. Partita made his Indy 11 debut on Wednesday and played awfully well for about 60-65 minutes. That was Kevin's first match since the end of last year when he suffered a knee injury. That injury, part of the reason why he was available to be picked up in September. Partita, I thought, was really good on Wednesday night.
Pacey, technical, able to break lines. Loved what I saw.
And really, it was more of a, hey, let's not ask a guy that hadn't played in almost a calendar year to come back and play the full 90, 4 days removed from his season debut. I would imagine Partita would be available for a handful of minutes at the end of this match.
I would think. And I think, you know, when you're looking at the last 30 minutes of this match, you got to throw everything at it to come away with the win.
So far, possession has been in favor of Atlanta United 2.
I'll tell you what, I'm kind of expecting Rios Novo to make an overlapping run here pretty soon. Look at how high McFadden gets.
McFadden was the goal scorer when these two teams got together back on Labor Day weekend. Fans, remind you can join us every Saturday morning for Soccer Saturday on 93.5 and 107.5. The Fan. Today's guest, Greg Stremler, who will join us in a few minutes. That gentleman, Max Rogers. We're joined by Betsy Haw, who heads up women's soccer operations for the United Soccer League. It was announced last Friday that Indy would be having a team in the W League, which debuts next year. So Indy 11 will have an official women's team for the first time in their 9-year franchise history. Then in 2023, the Super League, the first strictly Division II women's professional league, will begin under the USL umbrella. You can download that podcast by going back to 1075thefan.com at any time.
How awesomely cool is the W League? You know, you look at how thirsty you get for knowledge on teams. Oh, they're just enough. You know, getting updates on the teams you follow in the USL. Now you're going to have two groups that you can follow.
That ball trickles away, and again, what was a goal-scoring opportunity goes away empty for Atlanta United 2.
Oh, look at this ball. Just enough from Sissoko to be able to get the ball a little bit of redirection to prevent that ball coming in on Bobby Edwards.
First chance really to talk about Bobby since the opening of the match. Young man that last year was a reserve for FC Cincinnati. And his professional career playing in Northern Ireland 2 years ago. Indy 11 have been lucky to have three really solid goalkeepers. Again, first year they've ever had to use more than two in a given season. Eric Dick is now officially, his loan is over. He is back with the Columbus Crew. Sports This Match presented by Bet Rivers, the official sports betting partner of the Indy 11 Bet, with a winner.
And just look at the options that it gives you to have a goalkeeper that pops in between your center backs right now. Just another release of any kind of pressure that Indy 11 is going to apply. You got the ability just to drop it back, relieve that pressure. Indy either has to decide to spend another player in another pocket, spend a little bit more energy, or say, okay, we'll let you have the ball.
We are very happy to be joined now by the president and CEO of the Indy 11 and Greg Stremler. Greg, I'm sorry to have better weather for your visit to the broadcast booth. I hope you are staying dry. How you doing this evening, my friend?
Very well. How are you guys? We're
good, and obviously one of the many reasons wanted to have you on the program, and there's a lot for us to talk about here. the fact of the new faces that we are seeing, namely Toby Adewole tonight, Kevin Partita available for selection, Liam Doyle a couple weeks before that, and one that we will hope to make his Indy debut on the road in Birmingham next Sunday, that being Emmanuel Ledesma. How are you going to describe the last 2 or 3 weeks have been like for you in terms of player acquisition?
Very busy, very productive in my opinion. I would argue we've probably been one of the busiest soccer clubs in the country, and for good reason. As we've talked about, full candor, we haven't been good enough. We haven't been consistent enough, and so myself and the front office have been working very hard to try and provide more talents and injection into this lineup so that the coaching unit can find some more wins out of our squad. That's top priority for us right now.
Love it, and I think the fans love it too. I think when I've been in this situation in the locker room, it does one of two things. It puts me on point. Hey, we're looking at every possible way that we can improve, and it also gives me hope. It tells me that the front office and the club is saying, hey, it's not good enough. We're going to be better, and we're going to go find the pieces and the ways to make us better.
Yep, and absolutely. It's not something we necessarily sought out to do. We thought we had a great lineup to start with at the start of the season. We've invested very heavily in this squad, and these are further investments to show our fans and show the community that we're dead serious about wanting to be a championship squad, and that's what we intend to do. And I know we're not there, and you know, we feel for the fans on that. And I do also have some good news that I don't think anybody's aware of, but back to one of those signings. Mr. Ledesma is now in Indianapolis as we speak. Just picked him up at the airport, and he is resting, and he will be with this squad very soon.
Well, let's talk about that, because again, Toby Adewole, quality player, and he's dinged for being offsides there, as we mentioned his name. But he, Liam Doyle, as well as Kevin Partita, are guys that have played in this league, you know, for the last few years. Emmanuel Ledesma has played here previously, but has also spent time in England, and for the last 2 years was playing in Finland. What was the process like to reach out to him, not just to sell him on playing for the Indy 11, but to come back to the States as well?
Yeah, I think it was a mutual attraction, to be quite honest. We're obviously very, very familiar with what his accolades are and his talents. We feel there's still lots of gas in the tank, and he and his family love the Midwest, so we use that as a card, and we feel we have a tremendous city here and sporting community in Indianapolis. He's aware of that, and so we found a nice marriage to come into the club.
And obviously he has played in this facility with the New York Cosmos, played against Indy 11 over at Lucas Oil Stadium in 2018 for FC Cincinnati. So with that would be enough to have a conversation with you on the broadcast. But at the same time, last week, you also say that something the team has talked about literally from day one will happen in 2022, and that is having a women's team with the Indy 11. That is a foul against Gordon Wild, as Stanley will draw the whistle, and a restart coming just past the midfield stripe, and Gordon Wild's going to get the second Indy 11 card as part of that in the first 25 minutes. We're now 8 days removed from the announcement of the new W League franchise. What's the feedback been like in the last week?
Extremely positive. Obviously, a lot of love being shown. We kind of figured that that's not the reason that we did it per se. It's a nice byproduct that comes with. It's not every day you go out and buy a new franchise. So, right. You know, we're rather pleased about that. We've got some work ahead of us, but I think it shows again the fans of the community. We're very serious about when we open 11 Park that we want both the men's and women's professional team to play within that brand new facility. It's in our pro formas. We've made public comment on it. While this is not a professional team, it is pre-professional. Nonetheless, it will be arguably as good as a professional team given the talent that's in the state and who is going to be suiting up for the new club in the W League.
So what is the process now? It's
Bobby Edwards with the save, and Jared Timmer gets an assist on that to keep that ball clear of the goal line.
So you're building this from the ground up. What are the next steps as far as additions to the front office, the coaching staff, the players? When does all that stuff to start taking place?
Well, we've already started some of it. So I think next on the list, quite frankly, is we want to get a name of the team. We want to get a logo and a brand established, and work with our merchandise supplier with Puma as a global brand to make sure we've got great kits. So those are all being worked on as we speak. And otherwise, yeah, a structure around athlete recruitment, who is going to be on the roster for the new squad. Likely working with some of our partners from an academy standpoint. As many people don't know, actually, this is not our first foray outside of Indy 11. You know, we do have a USL Academy team. We also competed in 2 different age groups for boys, U13 and U17, down in Tampa in the spring for USL Academy Cup. again, I think another feather in our cap. We went to the finals in both of those. So this is now on the women's side, we believe another accentuation of an academy system that we work with partners in our development process for our ecosystem via Indy 11.
I would say look no further than the fact you have an academy kid on the field right now.
That's right.
In Alan Torres, who has played awfully well over the course of the last 3 matches when given the opportunity. You reference 11 Park in terms of the goal has always been to have the Indy 11 and as top flight of a women's professional side as you can have to play in that facility. Anything you can share with our audience tonight about 11 Park progress?
Nothing specific, and I know that at times seems frustrating, and please don't be to our fans. At the end of the day, we didn't make up the pandemic, and it has certainly slowed things down for a whole bunch of different projects, not just in sport and entertainment, but all sorts of other industries. But things that have been on the back burner, proverbially, have been moved to the front burner, and we are all in on land acquisition. What I would call is trying to make sure our premium site location goes well. And as Rake and Brad, you both know, there's a lot that goes behind that. It's just not choosing a piece of land and hoping it works. It's everything about where signage goes, what the ingress and egress looks like. You know, there's partners at the table with us on this. It's just not us alone against. We've got great partners with the City of Indianapolis, the Capital Improvement Board, and we want to make sure we're not tone deaf to what those partners also want and need. And so collaboration is key. And right now, all eyes are on land acquisition.
Final thing before we let you go again, when back home again in Indiana was declared earlier this year, when this was going to be the home until 11 Park for the Indy 11, what has it been like to be here at Carroll Stadium? And again, even fighting weather conditions like these on a couple of nights, your thoughts about the job the fans have done to stick with this club through the course of this season?
Hats off to them. I mean, clearly the positivity rate, in my opinion, it's a little bit anecdotal. We haven't truly measured it to the core, but I would say it's got to be 95+% of the positivity rate of people being back outside, being back at the mic. People know there's other good stuff coming. While we've been capped with regards to attendance for the year, that's not, it's not our fault. We're not blaming anybody on that. We have filled that capacity number each and every game so far this year, which I know hasn't been huge, but I think that's a good sign of more to come.
Greg, thank you very much. Appreciate your friendship, and I know it has been a very busy last few weeks for you. Thanks for the time tonight.
My pleasure, guys.
Again, Greg Stremler, the CEO and president of the Indy 11. Manuel Arteaga could not slide that by Rocco Rios Novo. Manuel with the best opportunity on goal, frankly, for either side so far tonight.
What a hit and what a save. He was hanging out right on the offsides line. Indy found him, connected a pass to him, comes across, cuts across the center back, and drives a great ball on the ground. Tough ball for a goalkeeper, especially when it's raining.
By the way, this match presented by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. I want to thank our tremendous crew working through these weather conditions tonight. And the fans, we all enjoy outdoor soccer. We all enjoy the feel of being back at Carroll Stadium. This is the flip side. We have to worry about this the last 3 years of playing indoors. And clearly, folks that are Atlanta United 2 fans know what we're talking about because of playing at the palace that is Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta for the MLS club.
Look at the adjustments that Indy has to make with Rios Novo here. Do you just sit back and let him come and take more space? Do you come and press him, which Indy did last time, and then he finds and picks a ball in a seam to unbalance you?
McFadden ricochets that ball off of Gershon Kofi.
That's a great step by Kofi. You got Jop making a run across Timmer's front, looking for that ball delivered into space for him to run onto. And
can't
Kofi
watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157 on North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring USL All Access with Mike Watson, Devin Kerr, every Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. You can catch matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. Sirius XM FC 157 and on the SXM app. I was listening to Austin FC, and I forget who they were playing on the way in today. Always catch an MLS match on the way down to Carroll Stadium. Gordon Wild couldn't control that one. Goal kick coming for Rios Novo for Atlanta United 2.
Okay, here's your Atlanta, Indiana.
Fire away. I'm 1 for 1. Let's see if I can make it 2 for 2.
Okay. You got two Indianapolis high school basketball players that were both drafted in the first round by the Atlanta Hawks. Who were they?
Jeff Teague would be one, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Kenny Barlow would be the other. Ball clicked forward.
Not that I know of.
Kenny was drafted by the Hawks, never played for the Hawks, spent 15 years in Europe. So your question should be 3. My man Kenny Barlow, Kenny Beats, how you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. So let me see if I can think of the other one.
Okay,
all right. I think I win the question already on that front.
No, we'll have to go to
Kenny, like Abe McFadden, played at Notre Dame, for 4 years. I'll work on the other one. Somebody's screaming at me, saying, why haven't you thought of this name at this point in time?
Yeah, if you got Kenny Barlow, you got to get this one.
In other words, saying it's more recent than, saying 1986?
Yeah.
Okay. Benitez.
Good pressure. You can hear Max Rogers calling it out. He knows you had him. You had a good trap, a good press going on. And if you spend a little bit more energy in that box right there, you don't have to defend this.
Opportunity ball played across. Adewole gets in the way. Fortune gives chase for Atlanta United 2. And a real estate ball then hit by the Indy 11 back to midfield. The heat map of this game would be right around the midfield stripe, because that is virtually where all of the attention has been paid so far in this match. And Iose takes a tumble. All right, just for the sake of moving along the broadcast, the other answer to the question is?
Alan Henderson.
Of course. For Buff High School, 1991.
My goodness, Ray. Your mind, you got to donate it to science at the end, or the Sports Hall of Fame.
In his rookie season in Atlanta, the Hawks beat the Pacers, Game 5 of the Eastern Conference opening round playoffs. And that'll be a foul on Gordon Wild, and Gordon's got to be careful. He's sitting on a yellow. And I think that's going to be enough to come with his other foul to see red, but...
Right, I mean, you got to take a look at some fouls are just brilliance by the attacking player. Benitez was dancing in some tight spots there, and Wild just caught him on the other end of it. Look, I mean, just look at this technical ability in this tight space. That's just unreal. That's not an attempt to foul by Gordon Wild. It's just Benitez was moving so quickly and so creatively in that moment. You hit him.
Again, in the race for these teams to get 3 points, you can ill afford to go down to 10 men in any scenario. So Wild, frankly, has to foul that away for the rest of the match. He's on the field. He cannot do anything in the vicinity of card-worthy from this point forward.
Right.
Fans, show your Indy 11 pride and get your exclusive IMCU Indy 11 debit card at any IMCU branch or online at imcu.com today. You okay over there?
Yeah, it's just... My water
I mean, Bob's back here with us, but I mean, don't try to break the equipment, even though our audio engineer is right behind us. It is a little wet conditions this evening here. The forecast was for the rain to be done by now. Forecast got it wrong, clearly.
You talk about going down a man and how difficult things would be at that point. You look at Rios Novo jumping up and making it 11 on 10, in the middle third of the field. You lose a number, and you got two guys sitting on yellows right now, and that's going to cause a whole lot more openings.
Let's face it, possession has been dominated by the visitors in Atlanta United 2, but there have been many nervous moments. I'm not using the phrase half a chance very often, but we've had so few chances so far in the match. That would be one of them. And now Atlanta United 2 trying to pressure and trying to quickly possess the ball back. Nothing there out of it just yet. Bauer, one of the center backs, is, well, for a center back, way up the field right now for Atlanta United, too.
Yeah, but you look, I mean, you have all 11 of the Indy 11 players back in their defensive third at that point. There's really no threat to Bauer to not go forward.
Sports the Match brought to us by Keystone Construction. It's more than construction. Keystone Construction, we build a vision. United 2 trying to find some pockets of space here. Inside of the 18, Joke gets through, but couldn't get much on it. And Bobby Edwards is up to the challenge.
That's one of those, as a coach, you're watching and it feels like it's going in slow motion. Every bounce, every touch is going the wrong direction for you. It's just a sinking feeling.
This is Amato Diop. There's Abdoulaye Diop. Both are from Senegal. Wild, flag is down, but one important thing to be dangerous there.
What a touch by Segrist to just lift it over the back line and have it lay up. That's like a chip out of the bunker.
Here's Fortune. And this, to some degree, is reminiscent of Wednesday's match against OKC Energy, in that there were simply not many chances going in either direction. Now, again, Indy made the most of theirs by scoring in the 12th minute. Ayoze had a great look late in the second half, and then Arteaga draws a foul in the second half that was a point to the penalty spot, just couldn't connect from the spot. Wouldn't you know, OKC found the back of the net just a handful of minutes later. And if Indy had held on to all 3 points in that scenario, they would have been 2 points back of the final playoff spot. Instead, as it stands right now, and including the result of this one at 0-0, they'd be 4 points back with 4 to play, pending what OKC does tonight. We'll update you on that at halftime.
And I tell you, it may be that it just burns such deep scars into your brain that you can't forget it. But it does feel like every time there is a saved penalty kick, the ball winds up in the back of your net within a few minutes.
McFadden trying to create a window of space. Stanley joins the mix. Back to McFadden, poked away by Segrist. Segrist forces the ball back to midfield. I thought Segrist played as if his hair was on fire on Wednesday night, and he's doing similar things this evening.
Agreed.
The carom of the ball goes the way of the visiting team. McFadden looking for a window of space, and Gutjahr, who is playing more of a defensive, he's always a defensive-minded first player, but typically has been a midfielder. Necessity is the mother of invention. He's had to go to the back line because of some injuries these last couple of games. Gutjahr makes a big play.
But what a ball that was served in. I mean, when you can bounce it right in the middle there, you give your guys in the back post a chance, but you also make it such a difficult ball for a defender to clear or a goalkeeper to read.
Stanley, a young man that's on loan from Manchester United. This is Mejia. Now Fortune. Fortune looking back post. Edwards with the punch. Cobb able to step in front of Arteaga in terms of tracking that one down. Diop. In possession, continues to be controlled by Atlanta United too.
Does Stanley look like a version of Mertz? I mean, doesn't he? He plays with that same kind of energy and passion.
25 appearances, 16 starts for Stanley, and Bobby Edwards used all of that 6'6" frame that he has to steer that one away. I've been very impressed by Bobby so far this year. Young man that played his college soccer in 3 different locations. St. Joseph's in Philadelphia, Monmouth in New Jersey, and Mount St. Mary's in Maryland. Every place but the DePaul Tigers, Brad.
Yep, I know.
Congratulations to your Tigers on your 2-1 overtime victory against the College of Worcester Scots today. Well done.
Thank you, pal. Big one, big one.
While we're handing out congratulations, as our final 5 minutes of this first half is presented by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Congratulations to our great friend Juan Guerra. Played his final year as a professional with the Indy 11. Was on the staff of Martin Rennie the last 2 years before the season began. He had an opportunity to join Phoenix Rising and took said opportunity. On Thursday, Juan became a U.S. citizen. Congratulations, Juan. We're lucky to have you. And Kofi couldn't throw on the brakes. And when there has been a foul given and a restart earned, normally it's the gentleman wearing number 11 that has put that together.
He's cut from that exact same mold. Give me both of those guys to start a franchise.
Look at Stanley's work here as Kofi was trailing the play. Stanley, 1 goal on the season, 18 shots, 6 of those on target. Does have 2 assists on the year to Stanley. Fortune and Mejia sizing up opportunities. Fortune. Once again, Edwards couldn't get to it. A blasted is steered wide. It took a turn, but deemed to have deflected off an Atlanta United 2 player. There was an open net that time, and Atlanta United 2 could not cash in.
And that's tough. A lot of traffic coming in. It takes a lot of courage to go up and get that ball.
And that is the correct call. That shot blasted, I believe, off of Noah Cobb, who was forward for the restart. It was Noah that may have saved the Indy 11 from being down a goal.
Yeah, and the tough part was it's the right call to come out. Just Bobby Edwards got caught up on the back of Adewale and just knocked him a little bit off balance as he was trying to knock that ball up the field a bit more.
Arteaga called for the nudge. And the restart, a quick one here for Atlanta United 2. The opportunity starting to pile up here for the visitors. That takes a deflection off an Indy 11 player, so corner coming here for AU2. It's been 1 quality look so far for Indy. Numerous chances, and the quality continues to improve for the visitors. This is Mejia standing over the corner.
Slick ball, slick surface, a lot of traffic in there. Just get a touch to it and get it out.
Mejia, an 18-year-old from Peru. Segrist and Jope. A conversation from Greg Dopkin. Ball sent in.
Dangerous ball.
Back post, but off frame, off target. No touch there by an Indy 11 player. Jope asking for one. Brickyard Battalion kindly telling him no, sir.
They were right on top of that ball.
That was a legal guarding play. The ball should be on the 6-yard line, and it is. Or something of that iteration that was said.
I think it was very close to that.
By the way, an additional 60 seconds will be added on to half number 1. Stanley could not keep that ball in play. If you're Max Rogers, obviously we'll talk to him coming up at halftime, but what's your takeaway from the first 45 minutes? Again, knowing a point doesn't do you much good.
I think you've gotten through the first 45 well. You've settled into the game. You've got some reads, but one of the things you got to figure out is how to handle the Rios Novo scenario, because if you're going to allow them just to continue to possess the ball in the middle third of the field and just going to have to rely on restarts and counters, that's going to make for a long second half.
One thing that you look at in terms of the bench for the Indy 11, you don't have all of that many attacking options available in reserve tonight. Takeaway here on the far sideline by Atlanta United 2, and Torres will be called for the bump. One player, though, that has returned tonight for the Indy 11 we have not talked about for literally a month is Peter Lee Vassell. Peter Lee was called up by Jamaica for the last batch of World Cup qualifiers, and unfortunately has struggles in terms of traveling back into the country after that fact. He just got back in town in the last couple of days, and he's going to be basically said, all right, they'll probably ask him for 20-ish minutes. Go chase the ball if you can. We have come to the end of half number one, both sides scoreless.
Yeah, and I tell you, the tough part with him not being able to get back in the country and being called a national, that you're always supportive of it when it happens to your players. But he was just starting to get heated up at that point, and Indy was looking for that other scoring option, and then he gets called away and then is unable to return to the States. And it'd be interesting to see if that flash and that flare is still there.
We'll file that away for future conversations. Thought number one for these guys, go find a dry kit. Thought number two, find a goal, if not more, in half number two. Stay time, halftime show comes your way next. 0-0 in downtown Indianapolis. You're watching on My Indy TV and ESPN+.
It's time for the halftime photo box race. Today we have Kevin and Amanda, who are currently questioning their life decisions. Competing for the photo box prize pack of the evening, each contestant will dribble through the cones and attempt to score. Watch as they race to the goal and show us what you got. Countdown: 3, 2, 1, go! And we can all say together we are disappointed so far. There's no one going to goal. Let's go, Cap. Let's go, man. We're counting on you. Let's get to goal. We have a photo box. Oh, we have a shot outside. Just a bit outside. And we have a winner. Congratulations. Looks like Amanda in the below boxes tonight's photo watchman.
The fans have been the star of every year of Indy 11 soccer. That has truly been the case this year. Been a couple, 3 Saturdays where the weather has been far from pleasant, but they are here in the thousands tonight. We thank them for doing so. We thank you for joining us from the comforts of home, or wherever you may be, watching us on My Indy TV and ESPN+. Let's take a look around the league as we start the halftime show, first with news and notes. And Brad, this was wonderful news, and as a guy, I've heard you tell the stories of some of the paychecks you got from your days of playing professional soccer in the 80s and 90s. We have now gotten to a point where there is a collective bargaining agreement in the USL Championship for the second division of American soccer, a 5-year CBA through 2025.
It's fantastic. I tell you, without something like this, you know, I've got horror stories of after games, you know, our coach and a club making us do sprints in the parking lot after a loss as people are pulling out of the stadium. And when you have something like this where the players can get together and negotiate, you know, treatment and insurance and stuff like that, that's huge.
And both sides recognize, players and management, that this is great for the health of this league and for recruiting players to want to come play in the USL Championship.
Absolutely, and for fans, it adds a level of professionalism to, you know, the league.
Again, the W League, we have talked about it throughout the course of the season, but as of last Friday, we know the Indy 11 will field a team of the W League. USLWleague.com, Indy11.com. We'll have more. Greg Stremler joined us for a good chunk of the first half to talk about it. And again, this race was called a long time ago. Haji Berry is going to win the Golden Boot. The only question is, will he catch Cameron Lancaster and win? Again, Lancaster 3 years ago, 25 regular season goals. That's the USL record.
I'm not willing to call the race yet. I think there's a 9-goal performance out of somebody here in these next few games.
I hope it's for a member of the Indy 11. That would be kind of nice from our perspective. All right, here's our out-of-town scoreboard. Birmingham beats Sporting Kansas City 1-0 last night. Frankly, that is inconsequential in terms of the playoff race for the Indy 11. Sporting, by the way, to make the playoffs would have to have OKC lose out, and they would have to win out. The next time that doesn't happen, Sporting Kansas City 2 will be officially eliminated. Now, a game with playoff ramifications for both of these teams. Tulsa playing host to Memphis 901 FC. That game kicks off about 6 or 7 minutes from now. A couple of Sunday matchups. Lou City takes on New Mexico United. These are two of the teams in the league that have been amongst the best in the league. It's not been as good of a season for the team in Albuquerque. And right now, Lou City's actually in second place behind Birmingham Legion. And then again, the game to watch for tomorrow night, OKC Energy and San Antonio. I'm not sure I've ever rooted for Cam Lindley harder than that match for San Antonio, because Indy 11 fans and Atlanta fans, you want San Antonio to win that match. Here is the updated standings in the Central Division. And again, for both of these two teams, take the top 3 teams and just mark them out. All of your energy is on catching OKC and Memphis. And the other number worth pointing out is Memphis sitting on 24. We talked about this in June. Here we are in October. They'll play 8 times in 29 days, but they hold that magical statement of games in hand on everybody else they're playing for this last spot.
Yeah, 8 games in 29 days is a massive ask of the players, but there's so much positivity in that locker room right now, knowing you have that many games ahead of everybody else.
Now, I think we have done a wonderful job of taking you around the USL Championship, but we can always do more. Here's the latest from the United Soccer League.
Today, as you step onto the field, you step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
Hey, y'all. Can we change up the chores?
Sorry. It's up to the wheel, man.
Oh, yeah?
Hey, change the channel back.
Sorry, it's up to the wheel.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
He's after it again. Opino got the shot away. Jimmy McLaughlin, oh, sensational.
Cuts it back, Armando Moreno sticks it in, and Josh Suggs tucks it away. And the header, and it's saved by Tambakis.
Today, as you step onto the field, you step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
Y contribuyente confiable
Again, not exactly a beautiful weather night, but things would change with an Indy 11 goal or two in half number 2. Back in the broadcast booth, Greg Stremler, Brad Hodder with you here on My Indy TV and ESPN Plus. I'll ask Brad his thoughts on half number 1, but first, well, we asked the head coach of the Indy 11 because Max Rogers already standing by to join us now. Max, your thoughts about the way the first 45 minutes unfolded for your team?
Yeah, I think it was okay. We need to take care of the ball better. Obviously, it's a really quick surface, and to be fair to Atlanta, they, you know, on a turnover, a loss of possession, they do counter press quickly. So we spoke about that, but I think defensively as well, press a little bit higher when we can. But the shape's been good. It's really just the transition moments that we've caused ourselves some problems. They haven't really caused us a lot of problems when we've been patient in our shape. So we just spoke about that going into the second half.
Max, as always, thanks for the time. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thanks, Greg. Cheers.
You got it again. Max Rogers, kind enough to join us here as far as the halftime show. All right, Brad, you heard what Coach had to say. Your thoughts on the opening 45?
Yeah, I think there's two things. One, I think Indy has done a really good job of staying compact and condensed in the back, and that has prevented some opportunities. And to further on the point that Max talked about, the counterattacks, they got to be careful of the turnovers, because when you get bent out of shape is when you're starting to open up to attack, and then that turnover allows Atlanta, who's very aggressive on the counter press, to get in while you're still opened up. So I think those two things, keep your shape, keep the ball.
No goals to show you from half number 1. Let's show you some highlights, though, of the opportunities. And the majority of these, Brad, belong to the visitors in Atlanta United, too.
And I tell you, some early ones came off of just we were talking about some turnovers, and then they do a really nice job of getting the ball out wide and serving a ball in. And Bobby Edwards has had to make a couple of opportunities where he's come off his line in traffic and just tried to get a piece of the ball to deflect it.
Again, really one great opportunity for the Indy 11. Here it is from Manuel Arteaga, and Rios Novo handled it well.
Tremendous ball from Gordon Wild to send him in.
Is this the type of game where you feel if there's going to be something for the Indy 11, it's likely to come from the counter?
You feel that from both teams. There's two things that are in your head on a day like this when the weather's in this condition and both teams needing to kind of press. You naturally gravitate to the fact that a counterattack is going to be one of the things. The other thing, and you hate to say it, is a mistake, a ball that nicks off of somebody or something.
This was not on the calendar, but it has become unofficially Poncho Night here at Carroll Stadium. Stay tuned. Second half action comes your way in a matter of moments on My Indy TV and ESPN Plus. Indy 11 Soccer is brought to you by Community Health Sports Medicine. Dream big, work hard, finish strong. And by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Well, both teams recognizing the gravity of the situation, knowing that a point does neither team any good, but also acknowledging for Atlanta United 2, this is their third match in 8 days. For Indy, it's their third match in 7 days. A couple of guys have been workhorses this year, were on the bench to start the game. They're now in the game now. Nicky Law has entered, replacing Alan Torres. Robbie Mertz is in for Atlanta United 2, replacing Johnny Fortune. And Kevin Partita is in for Abubakar Sissoko. So again, Kevin went 60-ish minutes on Wednesday in his first match back from a knee injury. He's going to try to play at least 45 tonight.
And as a coach, you sit there and you think to yourself, okay, I need these guys. Do I? And I know they're on limited rest and they're exhausted at this point of the season, and I'm going to be able to get maybe 45 quality minutes from them. Do I use it in the front half? Do I use it in the back half? And when you make the decision to use it in the second half, you are holding your breath that first half. You're saying, boys, get me to this point. Get me to this point.
In other words, both coaches may not be too upset about playing to a stalemate in half number one.
I think they both be grateful. Now the game gets decided here.
So that is Partita that you saw giving chase a moment ago. Again, Kevin Story, he is from Reno, Nevada. He's from Sparks, Nevada, technically, but it's in the same general area as Reno, which is where he played the last 3 years. He was a teammate of Jared Timmer a season ago. Chope stares it looking near post and off the side netting. There's not exactly a lot of space. He nearly found it. Goal kick coming for Bobby Edwards.
I tell you, that is not the one you draw up saying, okay, we want to hit a near post shot from 25 yards out, but you've got two defenders set up as a screen for Bobby Edwards, and you're hoping you can just get him a little late in his reaction with a wet ball, with pace. Maybe you can sneak one in.
Mackie Jope has 3 goals on the year for Atlanta United 2, his second year of playing with this 2 team. The flick forward by Ioze. Segrist couldn't win the foot race. Bauer beat him to it.
I don't think Bauer should be that fast. I think that should be illegal.
Ioze giving chase on the other side. Ball played across and nothing there on that occasion for Atlanta United 2. Get great deals and catch all the exciting action. An exclusive vantage point in the all-new Heineken deck located in the northwest corner of Carroll Stadium. Tickets for the Heineken deck are just $15. It includes $3 Heineken brands all game long. A limited number of tickets are available each game. Get yours today by visiting the tickets section of Indy11.com by calling 317-685-1100 or simply by visiting Carroll Stadium's box office on game day. You've got just 2 home matches in which to enjoy said Heineken deck. October 16th against Lou City. October 23rd against FC Tulsa. Indy 11 has no more midweek matches after playing this past week. Everything is Saturday and Sunday going forward. After tonight, Brad and I will broadcast 3 of the 4 remaining matches for the Indy 11, including the season finale against Memphis 901 FC. Benitez.
Just incredible. Just incredible movement from Atlanta right now.
Abdoulaye Diop now plays this on the far right side. Ball sent across. Timber gets a back heel to it. Gutyar will lift it. Give a momentary chance to reform for Indy.
I'll tell you the great thing too about broadcasting 3 of these last 4 games and 2 of them being at home is the opportunity to see Ledesma 4 times here.
Off the shoulder of Diop. Wow. Trying to set himself up for an opportunity to blast away. Some contact there, but not enough to warrant a whistle. There will be a goal kick coming for Bobby Edwards again. A lot of activity around the 6, but never a chance to square up as Adewole comes up a bit gimpy at the end of the play. And he had to exit after about 60 or 65 minutes on Wednesday night. Sports This Match presented by Community Health Network Sports Medicine. Dream big, work hard, and finish strong.
Let's see the kind of confidence that Coach Rogers has in Adewole, in that he's kind of the general back there right now. His is the voice that is the one organizing.
Arteaga all finds his feet. Couldn't slide it through to Gordon Wild. Arteaga 8 goals this year to pace the Indy 11. Wild finds a window. Now Ioze with a run going. But Camden Feo wins it away from Wild.
That's film right there. Feo knows that Gordon Wild wants it on his left and is going to take a quick couple touches to get there.
That is a third yellow of the match against the Indy 11. Gershon Kofi picks that one up. Joining Ioze and Gordon Wild in the referee's book this evening.
Right here, that's all film. Overplay the right foot. Get him to go where he wants to go. Be ready for it, step in and get it.
Benitez, the aggrieved party in that scenario for Atlanta United too. U2 with 4 substitutions remaining. Indy 11 has 3. Other players available off the bench for Indy tonight. Aiden Liu, Carl Ouimet, Peter Lee Vossel, of course Jordan Farr, the backup goalkeeper this evening, and Liam Doyle. Saw action in Wednesday's 1-1 draw against OKC. Here's Partida. Immediately finds Nicky Law. And now Gordon Wild trying to get in front of Bauer and was trying to grab a piece of jersey to do so, and that was seen by Greg Dobkin. Foul against Indy. Indy 11 Premium Suites are the perfect way to entertain your guests. Learn more at Indy11.com, 317-685-1100. Same thing I said about 2 games applying to the Heineken deck. I said about the Premium Suites as well. Arteaga came back from an offside position to play that ball. The sounds of the Brickyard Battalion. Again, not as strong as normal because of the weather conditions tonight. Today was supposed to be the BYB 500 tricycle race, but it was called yesterday because of the forecast. We hope to do that one of those last 2 home games as well. Mejia hesitated for a moment on that run. Ball finds him nonetheless.
What a cut.
Here with him step for step. No traffic in front of Edwards to provide any sort of spot of bother there. What's remarkable to think is that these teams are now kind of playing a third grinder out of 4 matches they have played. Other one was 6-2.
Yeah.
Somebody used the word incongruent with me in a conversation this week. That would be the reference to the 6-2 match.
I guarantee you I didn't use that.
Fans, a reminder to watch Wish TV, your local news source. Find them online at wishtv.com. Partida takes a tumble. No whistle given. A complaint formally lodged by Max Rogers on set, no call. A Wild giving ground to try to keep possession. Then a foul is given at the end of it. Restart comes quickly for Indy. Seagrass makes a run going forward. Arteaga is a target and finds the back of the net. Just like 3 nights ago, Ioze, Arteaga, and a 1-0 lead for the Indy 11. Even in the rain, it's time to cue the smoke in the Brickyard Battalion.
Boy, I tell you, you could see that developing, not just with the ball going out to Ioze, but you could see Arteaga recognizing the run and remembering what happened just a couple nights ago and making a run to that almost exact same spot. Ioze delivers another pinpoint bullet. Arteaga puts it home.
That is arrow number 9 on the season for Manuel Arteaga. And it is a ray of sunshine on a rainy night for the boys in blue. Let's watch it one more time.
What a ball from Ioze.
And as a member of the Goalkeepers Union, you know when you're sitting there watching flat-footed how good the service and strike were.
And the other part of it, too, is you watched film, and so you saw him just put on back post 3 nights ago. So you're thinking, okay, do I cheat? What do I do? Where am I going? You react to it, and he's just a little bit better in that moment.
A potential handball against the Indy 11 outside of the 18. but the advantage was played, so whistle gets put away. We have not referenced this yet, but again, it's Hispanic Heritage Night for the Indy 11. It's Hispanic Heritage Month for the USL Championship. And in putting together an all-time Hispanic team that have played in the USL, now 2 members of the Indy 11 were amongst the selections. One of them has yet to play a game for the Indy 11. That would be Emmanuel Ledesma. 16 goals and 16 assists in one season will get you on that team. But also on said team, the career leader in assists for the Indy 11, who just got another one in Ioza. Indy defended a 1-goal lead for 75 minutes on Wednesday night. Have an opportunity here potentially for a second. And when they couldn't get the second on the spot kick from Arteaga past the 80th minute on Wednesday, that's when the tenor of that game changed. Immediately, we're going to see a substitution be waved towards the 4th official. Darwin Mateus will be coming in.
Tough ball.
And Edwards did just enough to find Toby Adewole.
And great read by Jope. You know, one of the things you try and tell your forwards is, hey, you got to recognize when it's a difficult ball for the goalkeeper to handle, when the conditions are wet, when it's a ball maybe to his off foot, those are the times to go.
Wherever you go, fans, you can take the boys in blue with you. Download the Indy 11 app in the Apple Store or get it on Google Play. And Mateus has been a regular for this Atlanta United 2 team this season. Atlanta does not play again for 11 days after this match. And again, all 3 are on the road. But the playoff picture could change a great deal before the next time Atlanta touches a ball in anger. And Rios Novo, to say he is off his line, I think one time on Fred's they said the line is a dot to you. It is right now to Rios Novo.
I love it. I love the tactic. I love the technical ability he's got to be able to play it. It's a game changer.
Kofi finds the escape hatch, but then on a stumble, it's a giveaway. It's a shot. It's a deflection. It will take a turn off an Atlanta United 2 player, so it is a goal kick that is coming up, and now Mateus will be waved on. He will replace David Mejia. Tell you briefly about Mateus. He has appeared in 28 of the 29 matches this year. He is from Venezuela. And 11 goals in 50 appearances in Venezuela for Zamora, who won the league title back in 2018. Mateus has 6 goals. That's good for second on Atlanta United 2. All of our substitutions presented by Jiffy Lube of Indiana. Sliding tackle by Kofi. Again, he's playing on a yellow. That with caution did Kofi. Now Stanley. Stanley. Benitez. Good look. Just could not keep it on target.
That was about the only place he could have put it on this half of the goal, is in that upper window, and he just missed.
Allison cheering on his team. They have done a lot of things right. Just haven't found that last moment in front of goal yet.
And I'll tell you, that was another one created from the pace and the creativity of Stanley.
But at the same time, because of the situation they're in, just like the Indy 11, there will be opportunities on the counter for Indy as Atlanta will continue to throw numbers forward. Timmer giving chase and doing his best to keep that ball away from an Atlanta United 2 player, and did. Edwards will get the restart coming up here in minute number 59. Indy is on the road at Birmingham Legion next Sunday at 5 o'clock. The match will be available on ESPN+. Brad and I will have the remaining matches after that, the next 3 Saturday nights here on My Indy TV 23. Chip forward.
My
Wild
goodness.
has a window. Wild couldn't hit it the way he wanted to, but but there was a touch there. An Atlanta United 2 defender. It was Camden Feo that touched it last. Right here is the corner on the way.
You can't teach this. You can't teach this. One, you have to have the vision to be able to see it and understand three-dimensionally what's developing. And then you've got to have the athleticism and technical ability to deliver the ball.
Wild sends it in. Nicky Law gave it a go. Quickly, here comes the charge, the opposite direction. 5 behind the ball for Indy. Now make that 6. Stanley. Mertz had broken off his run. And Edwards has plenty of space, and he will start to drain some time off the clock immediately. It's 10 seconds taken away right there.
Yep, you are in 60 minutes into this match, 30 to go. You got 3 points right now. You cannot get stretched. You cannot be so over anxious to go forward on half chances, on quarter chances. It's got to be worth getting out of shape and stretching yourself at this point.
For USL standing stats, all the latest league news, be sure to visit USLsoccer.com. Was touched last by an Atlanta United 2 player. The overlapping run by Segris.
What pace.
Wild making a beeline for the box. Segris has opportunities and, well, didn't pick the right one. Adewole was late to it, but did just enough to slow the attack. Jope. Opportunities to his left. The cutback, the left foot, up and over the bar.
I'm impressed. He's a player. He's a player. Big body, target, technical. Ball comes off his foot like it's shot out of a cannon. Can hold the ball up, can play make.
Young man from Senegal, but moved to Florida at the age of, that was Abdoulaye Diop, excuse me. I got my Jopes confused. Aki Jope spent time playing for Dinamo Zagreb's reserve team in Croatia before coming to the States, but also spent a couple of years playing at Radford in Virginia, college level, where he had 13 goals and 16 appearances. Partida asking for a foul, does not get it. And throw-in coming for Atlanta United 2 in front of the Indy 11 bench. You can join the USL in celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month for October 15th by visiting USLsoccer.com/Hispanic-Heritage for exclusive content and stories that celebrate members of the Hispanic community that have shaped the USL. Tonight is Hispanic Heritage Night, in part presented by Financial Center Federal Credit Union. Cole Jackson from FCFCU will be joining us during the course of our post-game show to talk about it. Partida. It's clattered into by Joe. Not enough for a card. You know, we often say when we hear a voice from the bench, that's Max Rogers. I can specifically detect the voice of Phil Presser on that one saying, hey, that's a card. In comes Goodrum, Philip Goodrum. His 11th substitute appearance of the season for Atlanta United 2. So they are down to 1 sub remaining with 63 minutes left to go. Goodrum played his college soccer at UNC Wilmington. He was drafted by Atlanta United on the Major League side last year.
Little tactical switch here. They're putting McFadden out on the left side in the back. Likely, you've seen Gordon Wild heating up a little bit here in the seam in front of that back line. And this may be an opportunity, too, for McFadden just to get forward a little bit more as Wild takes those chances.
Jose couldn't keep it at his feet. Now the opportunity flying down the pitch for Atlanta United 2. Toby Adewole has other ideas. And rockets one about 50 yards away. Again, we've seen Toby play for many years. Thoughts on what you've seen from him the last couple of games for the Indy 11?
The thing that hits my mind right away is comfort. He just looks comfortable out there. And that's, you know, for not having been with this team for the 5-6 previous months of training and matches, that's an impressive thing. And I think that's that connectivity with Max Rogers, too.
Sports This Match presented by Bet Rivers, the official sports betting partner of the Indy 11. Bet with a winner. Timmer lifts it to the edge of the 18. Benitez trying to find a window of space. Now McFadden will factor into the mix. He serves it up back post. It knocked away. That was Timmer again that got to it. It was.
It's a great ball.
Ball flicked up and over the bar. It is a goal kick coming for Bobby Edwards. The USL on ESPN continues, featuring a clash with playoff implications. Lou City looks to get back on top of the Central Division against New Mexico United, that is trying to work their way into the picture in the Mountain Division. The drama unfolds tomorrow at 3 o'clock on ESPN2.
Good ball.
Wild knocks it down for Nicky Law. Law gives it a go.
Love the thought.
I was talking with Nicky over social media a couple of days ago in terms of exact number of matches he has played. He said it's in the 580s at this point in his career. By the way, his father played at over 540 during his playing days.
Holy cow.
Look here for Atlanta United 2. Benitez trying to cut back. Partida quickly races away to get it. Walks it towards the corner flag.
Easy call.
And that'll be a foul against Atlanta United 2.
Atlanta, Indiana trivia. Here we go.
Fire away.
Okay, this Atlanta resident wound up coaching at IU before coaching in the NFL. I give you the team as a clue, but that'll give it away.
I'm sorry, I missed the first part of your question. Say it again, please.
Atlanta resident wound up being the head coach at IU before going on to coach in the NFL.
That'd be Sam Weiss, correct? That's correct. He's the head coach for 1 year at Indiana University.
That's
1983.
Right. That's where I thought I might get you. Thought I might get you there. I knew if I said Bengals, you'd get it. But that would be Atlanta, Indiana, Ohio trivia. We never do that. We never have done that.
Next year. Although Benitez does get a yellow card for his infraction there. He's got 3 subs at their disposal. Since the Indy 11 goal, everything has been really pretty much played at this end of the park.
Right, and the one thing I don't like, I think you've held your consistency with your back 4. They've been tight, they've been compact, they've been consistent. In the middle right now, you're getting a bit stretched. It does not look quite as cohesive as it did through the first 45 minutes.
Sports This Match brought to us by the Denny Companies, tearing down the past so you can build the future. Foul called against Ioze. He's one of 3 players playing on a yellow for Indy. Got to be careful. Reference the fact that Bauer played his college soccer at the University of New Hampshire. And Bauer, much like Josh Penn for the Indy 11 and Mitch Guitar last year, because of the pandemic, a guy that signed a pro contract but was then still eligible for the Major League Soccer draft.
What a ball.
Mertz, the target here. And Mertz and Adewole get tied up. And this will be a corner coming for Atlanta United 2.
Well, I tell you, Greg Dobka had his choice of what to call. You can call the foul, you can call the handball, or you can call the corner kick. You had all 3 at your disposal, and really all 3 of them wind up with the ball in almost the same spot.
Atlanta will put 7 in the box. It's Mateus who'll have the service. On near side. Well, there may again be another corner coming. That took a deflection off of either Ioze or Partida. Restart a quick one. Atlanta plays it short.
Oh, what a touch.
Even go to Mateus. Now Mertz trying to set up the blast. Takes a turn. Not a danger just yet. And now an opportunity. Arteaga launches Wild. Wild. They're trying to hold it up. Atlanta had numbers back, and Wild gets called for yet another jersey tug. Second time he's been whistled for that.
And the frustrating part about that, just without the jersey tug, just defending it, the ball's likely going to go back to Rios Novo, and you're going to be able to kill another 10 to 15 seconds there.
Tiaga, the only goal in this match so far. Ball played across, and Timmer will steer it sideways for an Atlanta United 2 throw-in. Opportunity here. Instead, the pass goes to Stanley. Benitez. Wow. Stanley looking back post. A couple of different players had an opportunity. Stanley will have to give chase. Can he get there in time?
That's incredible.
He does.
That's absolutely incredible.
But it will be a goal kick for Bobby Edwards.
71 minutes on his legs, and he's able to sprint, keep that ball in, and actually make a play on it.
He's been fun to watch, hasn't he?
Unreal. Look at this. Oh,
that was...
Okay, I'm not as impressed.
Respect the hustle, though.
Right.
USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent and helping players transition to their USL senior teams. For more information, visit usl-academy.com. Ioze.
Oh my
Segrist,
goodness.
as if out of a cannon, fires away. Side netting. Segrist looking for his first Indy 11 goal.
Tell you what you're seeing tonight. This is like one of the greatest musicians ever, hitting every note perfectly. Ioze is just delivering balls into windows that don't even exist.
Now, while we were away showing you that, Stanley was trying to draw a whistle just outside of the 18. Referee says no. Then Partida, part of a takedown. And Indy will get a restart here. Mertz, the guilty party. Sports This Match presented by Community Health Sports Medicine. Dream big, work hard, and finish strong. There you see Mertz. We saw him in Pittsburgh, his hometown, the last several years. Playing for Bob Lilly. Played in Michigan collegiately. And he is a young man that has a future. And I have to believe that he was signed by Atlanta United just to almost kind of have him as a spare piece in case he was needed at the Major League Soccer level.
I could see it. I am a massive fan of Robbie Mertz. And I'll tell you what, you talk about his time in Pittsburgh, and you look at the mental toughness it takes to play for Bob Lilly. I mean, it's about results, it's about competition, it's about expectations and accountability. And I absolutely love it. Absolutely love the way Bob Lilly coaches and runs the program. But if you got a guy that I'm looking at to bring to a roster, and he's got 2, maybe 3 years of being in that mental grinder and being, the guy's mentally tough.
In other words, Robbie Mertz isn't old enough to be kind of like the sage veteran presence on this team. He's still got a lot of future in his soccer career. McFadden. Ball caroms its way to Ioze.
Just enough from Timmer.
Ioze trying to find Arteaga. Can link up on that one. But Wild picks the pocket of Benitez.
Give it.
Arteaga is onside. Wins the foot race against Camden Feo. Wild makes an opposite run. Arteaga will leave for Nicky Law. And possession is not a bad thing for the Indy 11 right now.
No, and I think he had a millisecond to deliver the ball to Wild out over the right side.
Gutyar will provide some support.
Oh, my.
Finds Gordon Wild. First touch a bit errant, but again, this is the longest spell of possession for Indy since they found the game's only goal on Arteaga's 9th of the season. Sports this match brought to us by the Hyatt Place and Hyatt House, downtown Indianapolis. Experience comfort in downtown Indy.
I love that last little combination. Goutyard takes just a little half touch that baits McFadden into coming towards him, opens up the window to drop the ball into Wild.
Partita the target. Adewole couldn't get there, but committed a foul. And Timmer was hustling over to keep the attack in play, but just again that blast gave them a little more time to get reset.
And I tell you, there's still plenty of time in here.
Not seen as much of Rios Novo as the third center back as we did in half number 1, but steps up there. Segrist a bit too aggressive on the challenge.
You know, we talked about the tactics of how do you prevent Rios Novo from factoring into the game. The easiest way is just to score. You know, is to get Atlanta United to really focus on having to get that ball quickly into the attacking third and create chances.
Ball sent in. Jobe's got an opportunity. Frankly, of the looks he has had so far, that will likely be the one he would like to have back. The edge of the 6, an uncontested header, and steered it wide left.
Great ball delivered by Mertz.
Amadou Maki Jobe, 26 years of age, but 6'3" and 190.
Man,
looks the part, does he not?
He does, but you know, he plays. You know, he's got multiple tools in his toolbox. He can play a variety of effective ways.
Adewole sweeps it away. Have a player down behind the play. And now we'll get a stoppage, and it's Arteaga. And he is down, and we did not see the contact that initiated said sequence for the Indy 11. But both teams now will head to their respective benches as Mija Kinsey is out to check on Arteaga. Patrick Segrist refueling on the sidelines in that shot you see of interim head coach Max Rogers. Segrist has played with the exact same energy and spirit he had 3 days ago. And I realize he's got younger legs than most out there, but he absolutely emptied the tank in 100 minutes of soccer on Wednesday night. He's doing the exact same thing this evening.
Well, I'll tell you, that last run down the left flank when Ayoze sent him through, the pace on that looked like the opening whistle.
Well, I was going to say it looked like Tyler Pasher.
Okay, you can see opening whistle, Tyler Pasher.
You see that lefty flying down that side. You immediately think of what Tyler Pasher did for the parts of 3 seasons. Now the Houston Dynamo. Arteaga appears to be okay. Peter Lee Vossel, by the way, appears to be ready to enter the match when called upon. He has left the warm-up area. He has got the kit ready to go. You see the young man from Jamaica. And we have not seen him for the Indy 11. I believe since August the 28th would have been the last time he would have suited up, because the World Cup qualifying window was then over Labor Day weekend. So it's been 5 weeks since we've seen Peter Lee.
And you love the creativity and the flair that Gordon Wild has brought to this match, but you know, he looks exhausted on every one of these runs. He's looking like there's not much fuel left in.
Partita, the sliding tackle. Arteaga able to come up with it. Now Ayoze makes a supporting run. It's 4v2. Ayo couldn't find a window to attack. So Indy will opt for possession instead. A nervy pass there leaves an opportunity for Maki Jobe. He's off to the races. and he could not get what he wanted to on the shot. There was a deflection there. It is a corner coming in minute number 80.
Boy, Jared Timmer just saved a goal right there.
Ball sent in. Edwards couldn't get a clear path to it. Had to play through his new teammate Adewole to steer that ball back to midfield. Stanley has a window. Stanley sizes it up. The ball elevates up and over the crossbar. And another opportunity missed by Atlanta United 2. By the way, quick score update to share with you from elsewhere in the Central Division. Tulsa and Memphis playing, and again, both Indy and Atlanta fans don't like the score they just saw. Memphis 2-0 over Tulsa, 38 minutes in. And again, if Memphis gets hot, there's little that anybody else can do about it because of the extra matches they have available. Well, back to the action in front of us. Bauer and Rios Novo, a couple of nervy moments, but nothing comes out of it. Now McFadden has acres of space to operate with. Once again, Stanley. Stanley gives it a blast. That deflects off of Partita. That ball will check up on the turf and spin and stay in play. It's Benitez that tracks it down. Kofi with a block. And Iose picks the pocket of the Atlanta United 2 player. Segrist. And the throw-in is a wonderful thing right now for the Indy 11. Well, here comes Peter Levassel, and you called it. Gordon Wild is out of gas. Gordon gave his all tonight for the Indy 11. He'll exit in minute number 82. Our substitutions presented by Jiffy Lube of Indiana. Gordon disappointed, didn't have more chances over the last, say, 10, 15 minutes, but still he'll be happy with leaving with the lead with 10 or so minutes remaining in the contest.
And I tell you, his play in the channel in front of the back four, delivering balls just behind, over, and through Atlanta United 2's back line was brilliant tonight.
Sports This Match is brought to us by Mentor Insurance. Everybody needs a mentor. To thank guys like Damon Lewis, Kevin Ratterman, Bob Montel, the rest of our wonderful crew producing tonight's game. The weather conditions have improved greatly here in half number 2. The mood of the home fans has also improved greatly.
No, everybody's mood. Indy 11 fans' mood and Atlanta United 2's fans' mood was ruined by your update on the Tulsa-Memphis score.
I'm sorry that was so devastating for you. Vassell the target here. Rios Novo has to change his path. And now Vassell on the attack. And really, his teammates have not seen him for 5 weeks. Arteaga could not track it down. Good little flick. Now Mateus off to the races. Adewole sprints back. Wow. Sent across. Edwards got a head to it, or a hand to it, I should say. No, he did not. He did not touch it. I believe it's deemed to be a goal kick. Yes, it is.
What a run. What a ball from Mertz. What a run and ball from Mateus.
The turf bounce must have been kind to the Indy 11. Let's take a look here. It's deemed that Edwards never touched it.
Oh.
We'll have a look at the stats in the post-game show. I would imagine there is a large disparity between shots and shots on target. Not between Atlanta and Indy, but simply for Atlanta. They have created chance after chance, but most of them have gone up, around, over the bar. But they continue to create. This time, though, Mertz and Mateus not on the same page. And Partida plays through. Well, I think in soccer that move is now called a Ted Lasso that Mertz tried to put on Partida. And Mertz, understandably so, is shown a yellow card. And again, that was a tactical foul to say the least. Bobby Edwards, his 7th start for the Indy 11. It was a 2-month stretch that he and Eric Dick had to mind the nets while Jordan Farr was out. Bobby got 4 of those. This is his 3rd start in the last 7 days. Arteaga the flick, but couldn't find Gordon Weil.
I tell you what, you serve a ball in the air to Arteaga as your target, he's going to find a way to get the first touch to it.
Final 5 minutes plus stoppage time presented by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Iose contested that ball from an offside position, hence the flag going up there. Camden Feo. Joke the target. And Awole with him step for step. Toby played in 9 matches for Phoenix Rising this year. Handball called against Atlanta United too. Well, updating you as the tables turn. Indy would jump Atlanta United 2 into 6th place with 33 points. It would be 2 points back of Memphis 901, again assuming that score holds against Tulsa. And OKC does not play until tomorrow against San Antonio.
I'm snooping over your shoulder looking at your notes, and take a look at what Tampa Bay has done there. That's just unreal, the run that they've been on.
I'm pretty sure the last time they lost, Rodney Marsh was playing for the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Holy smokes. What is that, a 1970s reference?
He is on Sirius XMFC. So, but yes, that would be a 70s Rowdies reference when they won the Soccer Bowl back in '75. Uh-oh. Opportunity here. Mateus trying to find Benitez, and Adewole did what he could. Sends it across the byline. Yet another corner is coming for Atlanta United 2. An impressive debut for Toby here in this facility. First time he has played here. Mateus sends it in. Looking back post. Timmer clattered into. No foul given. Replay on. Ball sent in again, and Edwards skies to grab this one.
Well done.
And Bobby will take his dear old sweet time to rise and restart this one for Indy. Max lobbying for a foul call on the play that Timmer was involved in with Nabil Ben Salah, the 4th official.
Holy smokes, what a ball from Bobby Edwards.
Arteaga gets in front of Camden Feo. Does his part to hold it up. It will be a, well, it's nothing right now because it is parked against the corner flag. And qualifiers for the Greco-Roman wrestling for the Olympics broke out between Camden Feo and Arteaga. And eventually that is deemed to be a corner coming for the Indy 11.
I tell you what, you look at that ball driven by Bobby Edwards, and Camden Feo had first path to it. Arteaga wouldn't quit on it. Was able to win it, get it into the corner, hold it off. I mean, that just holding the Camden Feo off took another 20 seconds off the clock.
And Arteaga has had no breaks as of late either. He's been an absolute warrior for this team. Iose bought some space, couldn't hang on to it. A 5th substitution, not to head of the 4th official for Atlanta United 2.
Now look at this.
This is a young man you know very well, and then Atlanta United 2 with a giveaway. So a miscue there. Normally it's my job as the play-by-play guy to announce the substitute, but since you know of this gentleman's exploits, you want to take this one, boss?
Yeah, absolutely. Love this guy, Alexander Garuba. He's from Atlanta, wound up playing at Center College. I think he scored like 23, 24 goals as he led them to the Final Four in his senior season. Signed out of center with the Oakland Roots of Nisa, and I think scored a goal on his very first touch.
Scored a goal in his lone appearance last year for the Roots. He had 55 goals in 79 games playing for Division III Center College in Kentucky. That is the 5th and final substitute. And again, all of our substitutes for either team are brought to us by Jiffy Lube of Indiana. And Arteaga, I understand if the legs stop working, given the miles he has turned in. And with that, Carl Ouimet has been summoned.
Here we go.
This is not like for like. This is just an extra defensive body to get in there and give Manuel the next few days off from training. So Carl Ouimet now second in club history in terms of career appearances. You have to come back for a 5th season to try to chase down the legend in Brad Ring. Ioze is on pace at this point to join the Century Club in the final home match against Tulsa on October 23rd, if he continues to play every match as he has been. So we met in, and Manuel Arteaga has done more than enough. Before the substitution is waved on, there is the signal, just 3 added minutes at the end of this match. Now Ouimet is awaiting the signal to join the fray. Ouimet has done so. The Indy 11 have oscillated between 3 at the back and 4 at the back this year. How about 5 at the back right now?
I got a fan that oscillates. That's how I know that word.
Vassell on the restart.
Oh, well done. Every one of these little micro moments is another 15, 20 seconds.
And I would imagine because of that substitution, there will be a little more than 3 minutes. And Gershon Kofi is told that the clock has stopped.
And I like that. Those are just those little decisions that are so important to a game. So Max Rogers recognized that Gershon Kofi's coming over to take the throw, and he's like, you know, that's going to get us out of shape in the middle of the field. You go back there. Let's let Jeremiah take the throw. What a touch.
Mertz dispossessed by Kofi, but Jope has been everywhere for Atlanta United 2 tonight. It's been impressive to watch, even if he has not found the back of the net.
I'm a fan.
I would say we're looking at least a minute and a half left to go in this one. And Atlanta does not play again for 11 days. They're almost playing the role of spoiler at this point, given the time remaining. Trying to take 2 points away from Indy. Back post, this goes all the way through, nothing there. Edwards being encouraged to go back to the 6-yard box. Bobby will take his dear old sweet time regardless. Bobby working on his first clean sheet with the Indy 11.
Could not come at a more important time.
It will be the 6th of the season for an Indy 11 netminder. Jordan Farr has had 4. Eric Dick had 1 in his 4 matches. And that'll be deemed off the Atlanta United 2 player. And frankly, one more heave down the pitch should just about do it for Indy. Wasn't the match of the most chance you've ever seen for the Indy 11?
Doesn't matter.
But they took advantage of the one they got in the second half. Now a card for time wasting is going to be shown to Patrick Segrist. Card number 4 against Indy tonight. Foul against Indy, against Vassell. And And this has got to be hit and hope time for Atlanta United too. Ball is still not being sent back.
Hey, it's tough
to
to say.
Spot.
You don't know how many times Greg Dopka has stopped his watch on the field.
Here's Mateus. No look at the wristwatch just yet. Mateus sends it in, headed down. Edwards couldn't grab it. Atlanta United 2 finds a goal. And Indy sees 2 points evaporate at the death of the match.
Oh my goodness.
It was the 87th minute in which it went away for Indy on Wednesday. Tonight it is the 94th.
Tough. Anything can happen. You serve it into the box. It's a wet field. The ball's wet. The ball's slick.
And it's McFadden for a second time in as many matches here. He finds the back of the net. This time it's to pull back a point. And that's been the year it's been for the Indy 11.
I don't have any idea what to say.
Both teams get a point tonight. 31 points apiece. You see how distraught Bobby Edwards is for how this match ended. Some of the dust up that you're hearing is the fact that a few of the Atlanta United 2 players made it a point to run towards the Brickyard Battalion.
Not a wise move.
Again, the point is better than no points.
Yeah, but you had the 3. You needed the 3
for Indy, but again for neither of these teams. And again, the conversations are continuing here. And kind of players from both sides trying to step in and separate here. This is a result that frankly does more good for Memphis and Oklahoma City than it does for either of these two teams. But again, that's been 2021 for the Indy 11.
Right.
When things appear to be going well, something steers it in the opposite direction.
And one of my keys is I'm going through the keys of the game, and one of the things I'm thinking about doing is putting down for Atlanta United, just hang around. And just hang around. The way that the season is going, if they just hang around, something will happen.
They have to get one of these teams to the locker room right now. The emotions that are spilling over between the two sides. There is nothing good from these two teams hanging on the field. Simply put, keep the home guys out here, get Atlanta to the locker room, separate the two sides, as simple as that. This was not a very chippy match, to be honest with you, but clearly it is disintegrated late. And the nerves frayed for the Indy 11, realizing how close they were to the 3 points that they so desperately needed tonight. And it literally goes away in the dying moments of the match.
And that's the emotion you're seeing here right now, is that for the last 30 minutes, Indy and their fans thought the 3 points puts us back in the conversation. Now, granted, this doesn't mathematically eliminate anybody at this point, but it all but does.
Tonight's final score is brought to us by Sherwin-Williams. With more than 25 locations across Indianapolis, your neighborhood paint store is always there to provide the perfect finish. No offense to Sherwin-Williams, tonight was as far from the perfect finish as you could possibly have for the Indy 11. They led 1-0 on Wednesday, led that way for 75 minutes, and it becomes a 1-1 draw at the end. Tonight, in minute number 94, 3 points turns into 1, and again, the mountain gets taller for the Indy 11 with 4 matches left to play. Stay tuned. We will have our Honda postgame show presented by Bet Rivers. A full wrap-up of tonight's match, highlights and stats, and the upcoming schedule. There's not much left of it for the boys in blue. Teams are still kind of lingering on the pitch at this point. I'm not sure if it's the frustration of how the two sides dealt with each other, or almost the disbelief from the Indy 11 that 3 points could go away in such a fashion.
I think that's it. I think it's the reality of the moment. It takes a little while to digest. I mean, you're sitting here for, over an hour and a half time, and you're recognizing you're where you need to be, and the game's within distance. The 3 points are there, and every second that ticks off that clock, you're feeling like, okay, we got them, we got them, we got them. And when it happens, and when it happens in such stunning fashion, you just can't digest it in a couple seconds. It takes a little while to understand what just happened.
The good news is the Indy 11 have 8 days to recover from this one and get ready for the next one in Birmingham. The bad news is that by the next time they kick a ball, they could be 7 points out of a playoff position in the Central Division. Great effort by both teams tonight, fighting each other and the weather conditions. Indy 11 found a goal early in half number 2. Atlanta United 2 found one at the death. 1-1 is the score tonight. The points are shared in Indy. Postgame show comes your way next on MyIndy TV and ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.